cold shoulder when I needed one to cry on. And then I looked around, you would know where to be found. I looked around, I looked around.
One of us is doing the damn intro.
Okay, damn.
Yeah, I'm almost at 16.
Okay. Good to go. Alright, guys. This is Dark Soul Asylum. This is Dark Soul King.
I'm the queen.
And welcome yet to another episode of Dark Soul Asylum, episode 11. And today we have mental health check. So chime in, let's have a talk, see how y'all guys doing, ask questions, what you guys want to do. And I know my wife here has been grumpy since she got home. We all have our mad days, you know. Some more than others. Anyways, you want to start it off?
Hi.
Really? You want to start us off with mental health check?
I'm fucked.
Is that how you're gonna be on the streams?
You said mental health. I never said
Yeah,
I'm
but that
fucked.
doesn't mean be an asshole.
You're not being an asshole. I'm being honest.
So?
People don't want me to see. That's the thing about me, and I'm going to tell y'all a little something. And really, the only person that knows this is Louise. You don't want me to be honest about how I'm doing, because if I were to be honest with you, and I'm being serious, and you can ask Louise, y'all really do not want me to answer that question and be honest. Because if I did, it would terrify you. It would scare you to
You'd
death.
be surprised.
Exactly.
No,
Because
man,
I'm
you'd be
gonna be
surprised.
honest
Some
with you guys.
people will relate more than you think.
I get that, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I may seem like this happy-go-lucky person, and me and Dark Dwarf streams and everything, but I'm not. I am fucking the most broken person you will probably ever meet. I have got more mental health issues than I care to count. And if you want to know what they are, I'll gladly tell you. I suffer from anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder. Um, almost and I know when I say borderline personality disorder, a lot of you will probably think it's like dissociative identity disorder. It's kind of the same thing, but it's not.
You care to explain?
I basically have multiple personalities.
Um, not very much of a borderline personality per se. More like she just turns into a grumpy person that doesn't give a shit. Basically, one personality, and that's not all the time. It's just random.
Well, that's where you're wrong. Because I also Oftentimes, I do what is called age regression, which means within inside of me, I basically have like 3 different people. And if you must know, one of them, well, we won't get into that because trigger warning, it's pretty damn dark. One of them is a small child who ranges from 1 to 5, and she don't come out very often. And then there's me. There's just me. You know what? I have an idea.
Okay.
We're gonna make this stream interesting. Why don't you ask me questions about my mental health? Let's get the viewers to know the real side of me. Because they only see the happy-go-lucky side of me. They don't know the dark side. I think
Welcome to the
maybe,
dark side.
babe,
What?
I think maybe they should get to know the dark side so that way they know the real me. Instead of some
Okay. I can do
fake,
that.
I mean,
Okay, I'll start you off.
go ahead. Let's make this interesting. I want you guys to know the real me. And you can love me or hate me. That's your choice.
What was the turning point in your life that made you this way? Did you hear me?
No, it was me.
I said, what was the turning point in your life that made you this way?
To be honest, turning point in my life that really made me all pissed off 24/7. I talk about it a lot. Is when my grandfather passed away. Not the one I lost recently, but this was back in like 2016, 2017. It was back in 2014. Hold on. It was back in 2016, and ever since then, I just changed. I have never been the same since. If you must know, and I know that my family watches this, but I'm gonna be completely honest here. I have abandonment issues as well.
Yeah, that's caused a bit of an issue in our relationship because she's afraid of losing me. But I'm still here
But it's
despite
not
everything
that.
that's been going on.
And another thing, and I'm gonna talk about Father's Day is coming up. So I'm gonna mention something that I don't really talk about to anybody.
You don't have to mention names if you don't have to, just tell the story.
I'm not gonna mention names. I'm not gonna talk about anything specifically. And if you can relate, I'm sorry. Um, I don't really have the best relationship with my father. I damn motorcycles. I wish that I had the most perfect relation. I wish I had that father-daughter relationship with my father, but unfortunately I don't. And that's where a lot of my issues lie, because I don't have the courage to tell him how I truly feel about it. And you know, whenever I get my bad days, whenever I get my I honestly wish that I could reach out to him and be like, "Hey, I need to talk to you. I need somebody to listen. I need somebody to give me a hug and tell me everything's gonna be okay." But unfortunately, I can't get that.
And I try to do that as best as I can. I know I'm not her father, but at least I try to hug her
And
and
see,
cuddle her.
that's the thing. You know, Luis does everything he can, and he's always there. He's supportive. He gives me a hug when I need it. He gives me kisses, and I'm not trying to sound like a dick. And some of y'all might think that, but it's not. That's not what I want. And I'm to the point. You know, I've dealt with it all my life. I'm to the point Ask Luis who my father is.
My dad has taken that place. And she knows this well because she got to meet my father on video call. And my dad gave her a sermon she still remembers to this day. Remember that?
Yes, and I will tell you. Now,
He made you cry that day, remember?
he did. And before y'all think, oh, wow, why was your... I mean, before y'all say, oh, well, why was his father
It
being
was
so
in a good
mean?
way.
Listen, and you can ask Dark. Before y'all get there, sit there and think, oh, well, why was his father being mean to you? He fucking wasn't. And you can ask Luis. He knows me. It is extremely hard for me to fucking listen to you. I don't mean it out of disrespect.
I know. You still there?
Went away again.
No, I'm still here.
Your camera's off.
Oh. Hold on.
It went off. Anyway,
Is that better?
Daddy. Yeah, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Before I tell this story, can I ask you a question really quick?
Yeah.
You suffer from ADHD and ADD, right?
Yes, I do.
Is it not hard for us to pay attention?
Yes, it is, actually.
It is extremely hard, and you can ask Daddy, because even with him being my fiance, the man that I'm going to marry, it is extremely hard for me to listen to him. I don't do it a lot, but there is very few times that people will come into my life and they will talk to me, and it is a sit down, shut the fuck up, and listen to what they got to say kind of moment. Now, the first time I ever met my father-in-law, the first time I actually had a conversation with him, if you know me personally, you know I understand Spanish, but I've trained my brain to understand him.
But he spoke to you in English.
Well, it was broken English, but we'll accept that.
Yeah, but you still understood it.
When I tell you that man gave me a sit down, shut the fuck up, and listen, I fucking did it. And it was an amazing conversation. It was like a conversation I never knew I needed. And at the end of it, yeah, it made me tear up a bit. Because he said some shit that I needed to hear, and, you know, swift kick in the ass. And I hate to say this, and this is horrible. This is where he told me something, and I was going through CNA classes at the time. And he said something that I haven't heard a father say to me in years. He looked at me dead square in the eye, and you can ask Luis, he was standing right there the whole time. He looked at me, and he said, "I'm proud of you." Those words alone stuck with me until this day. Because it felt good mentally to know a guy who doesn't even know me, never met me a day in his life. It felt good to know that I made
Yeah, you
somebody
remember how he
proud.
said it? He said, I don't know if your dad ever told you this, but I'm proud of you. And I saw that tear come down your eye for the first time. I'm like, her father has never told her that. I was realizing that.
Well, he has. I'll give my father the benefit of the doubt. He has a few times. But he's also, and see, the reason the relationship with my father is so difficult is he said some things that were hurtful, but he's also said some things that were good. Now, I know for a fact, beyond a shadow of a doubt, my father loves me. That's a given. I'm not going to sit here and say he don't, because he does. I just personally wish he would show it more. In fact, I have a mental health story about that, actually. It kind of goes with the story about the first time I got locked up in the psych ward.
You told me that story.
I know, but I didn't tell them.
But you can tell it.
So, about, I was about 13 or, I'm gonna go back a little bit. I was about 13 years old when I first discovered that I was into women. At first, I brushed it off thinking, I'm young, this may not be my thing. I thought nothing of it. Well, about 14 or 15, I realized that I was actually bisexual, and I was very attracted to females. And I know Daddy's gonna hate this part, but it's a bit of a story. My first girlfriend, Melanie, we weren't together very long. I had posted a picture of her on Facebook, essentially coming out of the closet and explaining to the world that this is my girlfriend. I'm in love with her, which was a lie, but. And something got said that really triggered. I got told, not technically told, but he had said he didn't want a F slur for a daughter. If you can figure out what I'm talking about when I say F slur, then
Yeah, I know what you're
I'm
talking
sorry.
about.
And that sent me over the edge. Because I felt like he didn't want me anymore. I felt in that moment in time, mentally, I was severely depressed, severely unalivable, and I just felt like he didn't love me anymore. Now, I'm 26. He doesn't necessarily agree with it, but he's more accepting of it because when I brought home my girlfriend Megan, he accepted her as one of us, which to me is a good thing because I was waiting for a whole ass meltdown. I was waiting to be yelled at. I was waiting for the whole 9 yards, man. I'm telling you, I was waiting for an argument to happen. But anyway, next question.
You feeling better?
I'm enjoying this. Next question.
Okay. Next question.
This is really helping me a lot. You don't understand.
I know, that's why I said it earlier. I gave you the idea. You said it's gonna be some fucked up shit.
Oh, come on. Next question.
Alright, next
We're,
question.
we're getting raw tonight, baby. We letting it all out. We letting the cat out of the bag, baby.
Okay. Let me think. Hmm.
Ask me mental health questions.
After a few questions, you ask me next.
Okay.
Okay, next question. I'm trying to think of what other question to ask you. Turning to.
Just ask me any mental health question you can think of, sweetie.
I know, I'm trying to. Um, do you say your mental health has gotten better since you've been with me?
I want to say no,
Oh.
and I say that, and it sounds like I'm being mean, and it basically sounds like a slap in the face to him. Like, oh well, it should have gotten better. You're with him. Why are you? It's not that. Has nothing to do with dark at all. To understand me, my mental health is like a roller coaster. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Days are good, days are bad. At first, when I first got with Luis, it, 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 in the beginning, things were great. No arguing, no fighting. My mental health was actually pretty good. But then, in the first year of our relationship, halfway through, it took a turn for the worst. I'm gonna admit to something right now, and I'm not proud of it.
What?
I have that I am with more times than I care. Some days my mental health gets so bad, I end up taking it out on him. And you must know, I've broken up with him multiple times, but we've always gotten back together. Y'all gotta understand that. Don't come for me. Just know that some days are good, some days are bad, and some days they're very bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next question.
And just for the record, I'm still here because I love her, and I will do anything in my power to keep her happy, keep her distracted, to help her with her mental health. Anything I can do, and she knows that.
I know, Dark, and I love you.
It's like the TikTok says: behind a queen is always a king she can lay her back on. Next question.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mm, do you think your mental health will get better once you meet me in person?
I hope so. I can't guarantee anything because my mental health, it all depends.
Would it give you a peace of mind once you meet me in person, knowing that I'm officially yours?
It would give security, that sense of peace. I feel like once I'm with you, mentally, I could just take that deep breath and just relax because I have that person to hold me, that person to tell me it's going to be okay. And if you guys want me to be honest with you, I'm scared to death. Do I want to meet him? Absolutely. Am I scared to death? Yes. Why? Because I'm afraid that we're going to have an argument in person.
Why would we have an argument in person?
We're not. I'm just explaining, baby.
Most of the arguments have been because you've been wanting to meet me in person.
Exactly. But
So,
anyway,
so I
next
think I know there's not gonna be no arguments in person because there's nothing gonna be arguing about. Because she's gonna be in my arms and melt into my arms like butter.
question. You're a criminal undercover.
She's gonna
Anyway,
melt
next
into my
question.
arms like butter when she gets here.
Last question for me.
Okay. Where do you see your mental health in the future?
Gone.
even once you move in with me?
Basically.
I wouldn't say gone once you live with me in person. I think it'll get better. Because you're gonna have that sense of security with me being around all the time. Especially when you get into those anger spurts, I can wrap my arms around you, calm you down. Would that be something that would help?
Yes, a lot.
Right. Now the questions come to me. Ask me.
Okay. Okay. Um, what? I'm trying to think here.
You can ask me the same
Um,
question I asked you the first one.
what? Now, I know you inside out. I know you better than anybody. What is one thing? And feel free to call me out. I've admitted to a lot of shit. I'm just giving you permission to call me out,
I thought you
and I
would
won't
ask.
get.
I thought you would ask me how my mental health started.
Well, kind of, but I'm just telling you. You got permission to call me out. Okay?
I know.
What is one thing that triggers your mental health? And like, how did it start? But what is one thing that trigger your outbursts? Because you have them too.
The main thing I do with my outbursts is not exactly you. The main thing that triggers my outbursts is my
And
parents.
we're here to let it all out. We're letting the cat out of the
It's
bag.
it's my parents. Ever since I was a kid.
You know.
Well, my mental health started when I was a kid.
Hey,
What?
I'm gonna be right back. Please continue to answer this question.
Well, I want you to be here so you can hear it.
I will be. I'll be right back, but answer the question, okay?
Okay.
Continue. I will be right back.
Okay. Well, my mental health started back when I was 12. No, when I was like 7. I was like,
Baby,
yeah.
come on, go ahead. Give the people what they want.
I
Answer the
know I'm
question.
talking. I was 7 years old when it started. When my mom and my dad initially were going through a breakup, I started getting dragged back and forth, being asked who each other was with and all that stuff. I snapped and had enough. I thought it would have ended, but things only kept getting worse. I started getting bullied in school. I started getting pushed to the side. My parents started saying how worthless I was because of me being autistic. So I started hating myself and I slipped into depression. And then as I got older, things got worse. I got introduced into alcohol at 19 by my father, and at first it was all fun and games, and then I kind of just lost it and slipped into depression and used alcohol to numb it because I tried to make my parents proud every day since I was a kid, and I could never do it because of my autism. Not saying that it helps me down, but because I'm autistic, they see me not going anywhere in the future. But I try my best. I try my absolute best. It's not an easy task, but I try. I try my hardest to be the best I can. You know, it's hard having a father and a mother who think so low of you because they want you to be what they want you to be. I have my own plans, my own ideas of what I want to be, and they don't like them.
Yeah, I gotta get back in here. This is important. What's up, guys?
But I still do me. I still follow. And I've had my mental health ever since. And as I got older, it developed into something bigger.
Your camera's off.
Is it still off?
Yeah.
Is that better?
No, it's still off.
Is that better?
Yeah. Now.
As I got older, my mental health got worse.
Damn, he still
Because
answered this.
I started thinking I was useless. I didn't belong in this world. I developed suicide tendencies. Not something I'm proud of, but something I'm willing to admit. Genesis, shut up. You know my friend Genesis?
Yeah.
I'm talking about my parents, right? And how they put me through hell. And this fool goes, that's why you got to challenge them to a duel and send them to the Shadow Realm. I'm like, bro, this ain't Yu-Gi-Oh!
Fucking nerd. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, I can get that. My mom hates everything I like too. The only thing she likes that I like is Super Nintendo. Anyways, let me continue.
Do I need to pursue?
I battled through alcoholism. I battled through mental health. I'm still strong today. You want to know why? She's on the stream with me. I'm gonna be straightforward with you. This is the truth. I was at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. I just had lost Jessica. And I don't know what else to do. Pretty much I had given up on my life. I was done with everything. I was gonna walk out that door with the $600 I had in my pocket. Leave my phone and not come back. As I'm walking down the stairs, my phone goes off upstairs. So I walk back up. It was her calling. My wifey here. She goes, what are you doing? I'm like, I won't get drunk with a bottle of vodka and disappear for a little bit. She said, sit your ass down, you ain't going nowhere. You touch a drop of alcohol, you can forget about me. I'm like, and everybody's disappearing anyways. What is that gonna do to me?
Okay, and exactly.
And
I'm
this
sorry.
girl said, and I still remember to this day, she said, the thing you're gonna lose is me because I love you. I turned around, looked at her, I'm like, wait. You just said what? She goes, I love you with all my heart.
Hold on.
Hey, what?
What I said was, no, he argued with me for like 30 minutes, and I told him, I said, I'm about to give you the greatest reason of your life to not walk out that door, to not kill yourself. I will give you one of the best reasons you've probably heard in a long time. And Luis looked at me. And he was pissed, he was angry, he was mad, he was upset. But I let those emotions slide because I
I was
get it.
upset with myself.
But anyway, so he said, okay, if you think you can stop me, I would love to see
That's
you
okay,
try.
Genesis. Thank you for coming, though.
Bye, Bubby.
He's
But
at work,
anyway,
so he popped in for a few minutes.
that's fine, Bubby. Have a good night at work. But anyway, Luis told me, he said, if you think you can stop me, I would love to see you try. I said, okay. I said, you want to know why you shouldn't walk out that door? So Luis, I said, you want to know why I don't want you to drink? Why you shouldn't go unalive yourself? He said, why? What reason could you possibly give me? And I looked this man dead square in the eye and I said, because I'm in love with you. And I'm not about to lose my future. So if you walk out that door, you can kiss me goodbye.
Yeah, I
And
said, skirt. What did you say?
and then I told him again. I said, because I'm in love with you. I said, Luis, I've been in love with you. Now please, and what changed him really, it wasn't the fact that I said I was in love with him. It wasn't that at all. It was the fact that I seen the look on his face and he seen me crying. Because I was outside smoking a cigarette, and as he was telling me all of this, tears just pouring down my face. And
I saw
and
her
after
tears, guys, and I said,
after
I looked at her
and
and I said,
after
what the fuck am I doing? This is
because
not
see,
me. Why am I making her
listen,
cry?
after I told him I was in love with him, he still kind of thought about it. Which and I say that because I get it. I have been in his shoes. I've been to rock bottom. I've been there. I've done that. So I understood where he was coming from.
That was the first time I ever hit rock bottom that hard.
But the thing is, what made him snap out of it and what made him change is because I sat there crying my eyes out. And I looked at him and I said, please, I am begging you, if I have to prop the phone up and get on my hands and knees and beg you,
And
don't
that's when I walked back up and I sat down in the chair.
do it. I told him. And in fact, I did. I set the phone up properly, got on my hands and knees, and begged him, bawling my eyes out. I said,
Do you
please.
remember what you told me after all that was done? When I
I
told you
don't.
that I didn't know how I was gonna deal with all this? That I was severely depressed and I didn't know how I was gonna handle all this if I can get myself up from this.
I don't remember that, Dark.
You said you looked at my eyes and said, I'll be right here with you, holding your hands all the way.
It's like
I
that
promise you
song, the
that.
80s.
And you know
It's
what,
like that.
guys? She's kept that promise ever since, and she hasn't let me go. And she won't. That's
And
the
the
one
thing is,
promise I know she kept.
now before I ask the next question, I want to do a little detail. Mind you, December 14th was not the first time he asked me out. Now, this was a few days after we had this. In fact, no, it was the day after that. Luis had come to me the day after I told him I was in love with him and begged him not to, unalive himself. And that's when he originally asked me to be his girlfriend. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Now, mind you, at the time, I would have said yes. I wanted to say yes. But I told Luis, I said, look, I love you, but at the same time, I want you to take your time, and I want you to just take a minute to think about this before you make this decision. I said, I'm not telling you no, but I'm not telling you yes. I said, I want you to thoroughly and mentally think this through. I want this to be the one sure decision you're like, okay, this is what I want. I can't change it. I can't lose it. I gotta make her mine. And he did.
Mm-hmm. I did.
Now, next question.
Okay, next question.
Who, and I already know the answer to this, so do you guys, but who is the one person that when your mental health is at its absolute worst? Who is, like, and I'm talking like deep, dark, hit rock bottom again, bad. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
When it gets that bad, who is the one person that you can go to and pour your heart out and cry it out? And they're there for you with open arms, and it's like, oh my God. And explain why you chose that person. Who's your go-to when shit gets hard?
My go-to person is you.
Okay, and can you
And
explain
I'll
to
tell
them
you
why
why.
I'm your go-to?
Because you're the only person who has the strength to tame this wolf. I don't know how she did it. I don't know how she had the strength. But she tamed this wolf. She put a muzzle on the wolf and said, I got you now. She's the only one that if I go down again the way I did back in Michigan,
I'm gonna be right there.
she's the only one that knows how to pick me up. And she won't never let me go down.
If we go down together.
Mm-hmm. Amen to that.
Who is uh
Who
um
who is what?
I want you to ask me questions again. I was enjoying that. That felt
We're both
nice.
asking each other questions.
Okay, next question is for me. So go for it.
Let me see. Now, I'm gonna ask you a question.
The answer is 25.
No, babe. 2 plus 2 is 5, not 25.
It was to a fish.
Yeah, we're
Anyway, what's
crazy.
your question, Darky?
Well, my question is, when you're down to the lowest of lowest, who's the person that can get you out with ease?
There's actually two people, and one of them doesn't even know I exist, and I have an explanation for the second one.
Oh?
One of them is you. And the reason, and I can explain both. I have a reason, a logical explanation for both of them. The first one being you, because you've been there, you know how to, you know me. You can relate to me. You've been in similar situations like I have. You have, it's like you know in your head, okay, let me say this to her, try to calm her down. Did this not work? Okay, let me try this one. Oh, she's calming down a little bit. Now let me say that. Because in that situation, I believe that you see a reflection of yourself being in the similar situation, so you know what you would want to have done, so you do that upon me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the second one, and Some of y'all might think I'm a little bit crazy. Y'all might think, what the fuck? But the second one is definitely Jelly Roll. And the reason I say that is because he is such an amazing person, so influential, just so out there, and just so I don't give a fuck attitude. His music just, I can relate to so
We're
much
talking
of his
about
stuff.
persons, not music.
I know, I'm talking about a person.
At the end of the day, the only one that's gonna be there is me.
I know, but this is just like the musically version of this is like the musical answer of said question.
Well, if we're talking that way, there's another person that can get me out of my funk.
But let me answer my question. Like, for instance, Jelly Roll has a song called Nothing Left at All. And one of the lyrics in that song is, the higher you fly, the harder you fall. Until there's nothing left at all. And then you hear his song, Save Me. That alone gets me out of my darkest moments. And one of his earlier songs called Bottle and Mary Jane, one of the very first lyric in that song is, lately I'm drowning my pain with a bottle and Mary Jane. That is one of my all-time favorite songs of his because I have fucking been there. Believe it or not, I used to drink a lot. And I used to smoke pot a lot. There have been times I have done both at the same time. So when I heard that song, it's like, here's a guy I don't even know speaking to me without directly speaking to me. Here's somebody who's there for me when I need him without knowing I exist. Now, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love the fact that Luis is there for me 24/7. I love it. But at the same time, if it wasn't for Jelly Roll and his music, and him being such an influential person in my life, and being my all-time favorite artist, I honestly don't know how I could deal with my mental health some days. Because Jelly is just there. Okay, who's your musical go-to?
Musical go-to. This has been my musical go-to since I was a kid. Chester Bennington from
I was
Linkin
gonna say
Park.
Tupac.
Chester Bennington has always been my go-to person when I'm in my funks.
Really, I can relate.
Even when I'm
I
at
can
work,
verify.
his music helps me get through the day. But the person that gets me through my day the most is my wife. Because even when I get a text or a call, I'm like, wifey. If I don't get a text from her throughout the day, I'm like, where's wifey?
Okay. Um, I kind of already answered this question, but what is one song specifically that when you hear it, it just like what is one song that like when you hear it, you just mentally get to thinking like um it just mentally makes you think in a good way and it calms you down and it makes you happy.
There is one song that does that, and it's an old school 80s song. It's called Holding Back the Years by Simply Red. Anybody who was born around my age knows that song.
He's
I don't,
34, by the way.
I don't know why, but every time I hear that song, it puts me in such a passive mood. That it's like, why was mad? Why was I mad again? Ever since I was a kid, I listened to that song. My mother was the one that introduced me to that song. I found her Simply Red CD in her room, and she goes, "You want to listen to it?" I'm like, "Sure." She put it in. The first song that played was "Holding Back the Years." Listen to it, babe. You'll see why it soothes me.
Let's see.
What is your go-to song that soothes you, that you listen to it and it calms you down?
There's a lot.
No, just the main one. Yeah.
Um,
Shit, I forgot. I have to go to the store to buy dog food.
do you want to finish the stream when you get back? We can redo it.
How long have we been on stream?
I don't know.
Oh, jeez, it's almost been an hour.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
I know. I forgot about the dog food. Dad just reminded me.
Or do you want to finish the stream when you get back?
I mean, we can if you want to.
I'm really enjoying this though.
I know. Unless you want to stay live and me run to the store real quick.
Yeah, go.
Alright.
Sorry guys, I hate to break it to you, but you're stuck with me until he comes back from the store. But to answer the question, one of my go-to, this isn't really the one song, but one of my go-tos, again, shout out to my boy Jelly Roll. I want to say thank you for always being there.
Keep an eye on the comments.
I can't.
Okay.
But anyway, one of my go one of my go-to songs that soothes me, believe it or not, is Son of a Sinner by Jelly Roll. Now, why would I choose Son of a Sinner? Because I am the son of a sinner. I may be a female, but I'm still the son of the sinner. I'm the daughter of the good Lord Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ, he may be perfect, but Jesus was a sinner just like me and you, baby. So Jelly Roll is basically in that song saying, I'm just a long-haired son of sinner. Like, nobody's perfect, but that is one song that really, this kind of calms me down and it soothes me. It makes me happy. It puts me in a good mood. Or the song, there's a lot. There is a lot. But one thing I'm gonna tell you, y'all don't tell Dark Soul that I admitted this, but he loves to be sang to at night. So, at night, sometimes, we'll do our night-night kisses, we'll do our night-night routine, we have our own little routine, and it works out for us. It's perfect for us. But one night, he was getting kind of restless, and so when he gets to sleep, sometimes he gets a little restless, not all the time, but sometimes. And so one night, I looked at him, and I was like, "Look into my eyes, and you will see." I started singing the song "Everything I Do It For You" by Bryan Adams. And I mean to tell you, out like a light. That boy was dead to the world. And honestly, when he's asleep, I sometimes just sit there and stare at him, and I know that sounds creepy, but it gives me a sense of peace. I feel mentally at peace whenever I see him. Whenever I see him asleep, because it's just like my comfort zone. Like, hey, you know, see, if it wasn't for Dark Soul, I don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing right now. Dark Soul has been there through thick and thin, through everything. He is my go-to guy. He is my rock. He is my everything. But, because I know she may or may not see this, the only other person that has ever been there through thick and thin. Don't mind my father-in-law in the background. Hi, Fernando! But anyway, the only other person who has been there is my cousin Jessica. That girl right there is the true definition of a ride or die. She has seen me at my best. She has seen me at my worst. She has held me while I cried. We've cried together. We've always been there for each other, and always will be. And then somebody else who's always been there for me and who helps me a lot mentally is my girlfriend, my baby girl. She knows who she is. I've known this girl for several years. She's been my best friend for multiple years, and I honestly don't know what I would do without her. I've met her maybe once or twice in person, and I'd give it anything, just to give her a hug, give her a kiss, to show her I love her. Because I haven't seen my girlfriend in a while. But I just want to tell y'all something. I know Dark Soul's gone into the store and whatnot, and we're left with, it's just you, me, and Fernando, aka Pops. But I just want to tell you guys I love you. And I know that I don't really reply very well. I'm not the best at holding a conversation. But I just want to let you guys know that if you ever need someone to talk to, or if you're just having a shit day and you need to be like, hey, I need to vent. I need to get this off my chest. I really need to just blow up. Please, do not hesitate to fucking message me. I will hold that conversation with you. If you need me to stay up all night with you and message you just to make sure that you're okay, I will do it. I have had sleepless nights with many people because they needed me. I'm that person that I know I'm shitty at holding a conversation. Anybody who knows me personally knows that. But at the same time, I try my best to be there for everybody. I try to be that best friend that everybody needs. So if you need a best friend, if you need a parental figure, if you need somebody to pretend to be like a boyfriend or a girlfriend, if you need anything like that, if you need somebody to help you, please reach out to me. Times a million. Because I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, I love you. I'm willing to be there for you. I will not let anybody go through anything alone, no matter what it is. Sleepless nights? Bring it on. I've done it. In fact, I'll tell y'all a small story. It's not really a story. It's something I've done. I have mine. I'm not gonna mention names, and I'm not gonna mention the situation. I've also done this for Luis, but I had a buddy of mine. He was going through some shit. He couldn't stay at his own house. And he called me one night, bawling his eyes out. He was scared. He didn't want to be alone. And I told him, I said, I'll stay on the phone with you all night. If that's what you need, I will stay on. And I told my buddy, I said, I'll stay on the phone with you all night just to make sure that you're okay. I want you to go to sleep. I won't sleep. I will make sure that you're fine. And I did that. He reached out to me because he needed me. And I didn't sleep at all that night because I was scared for him. He was in a very terrible situation at the time. Mentally, he wasn't doing too great. He had told me he didn't want to be here anymore. And I was afraid I was going to lose one of my closest friends. So for about a couple days, I went without sleep because I wanted to ensure that he was okay. And granted, the situation ended up being over. And he ended up going back home. So there's that. I did the same thing with Luis. There has been many nights I have stayed up and sometimes, and he gets on to me for doing this. I don't know why, but he gets on to me. He hates it when I do this. Some nights, not every night, whenever he goes to sleep, I'll stay up most of the night to ensure that he sleeps well and he sleeps good. The reason I stay up a lot with Luis is because what if I'm asleep and he needs me? What if I'm asleep and he has like a nightmare or something and is needing my attention? What good am I going to be to him if I'm asleep? Now I know you're probably thinking, well, why don't you sleep? I do. Very little, but I do. Because I can't help but feel like a bad person when I'm not there for him. But I do want to say one thing, and I don't know if my father-in-law can hear it, but I hope he does. I want to give a shout out to Fernando real quick, aka my father-in-law. Mi padre, gracias. I just want to tell his dad, I want to say thank you for being the man you didn't have to be. I want to thank you for being the father I never knew I needed, but definitely the father that I've always wanted. Without realizing, without even meeting me, you've always been there for me. I don't know why my dog yelped, but she's okay. And Fernando, another thing, I'm looking forward to meeting you. and we better have a beer together. Father and daughter drinking a beer, hell yeah. But most importantly, there is something I want to tell you, mi padre. There is definitely something I want to tell you that I don't know how you're going to react to it. I've always been scared to death to tell you. I love you. I genuinely love you like my own father. I don't know how you're going to react to that, but I need you to know that I love you, Dad. I really do. And I'm always going to be there for you. I may not biologically be yours. We may not be related. But once I claim you as my father, that's that. That's a given. And I also hope that one day, I'm not saying it, Fernando, I'm not saying it has to be anytime soon. I'm not saying it actually ever has to happen, but I do hope that one day I can have a connection with you like you have with your kids. Because with my father, I, I never got the chance to get close. I never got the chance to really connect on a deep level. So basically what I'm saying is one day I want the father-daughter relationship I never had. And I hope that one day I can have that with you. Because you mean a lot to me. I learn a lot from you. Hell, I look up to you. I do. Don't worry, guys. Luis will come back from the store soon. Um, I Another thing I really need to get off my chest real quick. Um, a lot of you know me personally. A lot of you know me through Facebook and have talked to me. A lot of you have seen me at my best and my worst. I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody. Shout out to my mother because she's older than dirt. Today's my mama's birthday, so happy birthday, my gorgeous mother. You're 85 today. How does it feel to be old? I'm just kidding, my mother's only 54 today. But I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for always being there. For always giving me a friend. For always loving me and supporting me. Taking care of me when I need it. You guys mean a lot to me. All my family, friends, fans out there. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being there for me. I can't believe, and I gotta say thing real quick, it's an honor from the bottom of my heart. Hold on, my mouth is dry. Oopsie. I want to give a shout out to Dark. He let me run a stream by myself, and I love it. I love it. But honestly, I don't know. Like, I really can't thank that man enough. Like, I know I talk about him a lot. I know I brag about him a lot, and you guys see a lot of TikTok videos that I make of him. But that man, like, Luis alone deserves the fucking world on a silver platter. He deserves the very best. And I know he's probably listening to all this and hearing it. And in that case, baby, you deserve the fucking world. I may not be perfect. I may be a shitty girlfriend at times. But I will always be there for you. And I will always continue to love you no matter what. You've pulled me from the darkest times in my life. You took me by the hand without knowing who I was and said, "Come with me. You are now mine." No shit. He said them words. But yet, at the same time, he also sits there and he's like, "Oh, well, I'm not I'm not attractive. I'm ugly." He calls himself fat. And to be honest, I like him that way. He may not be attractive to many people, but you know what? He's attractive to me, okay? He may not be he may not be the skinniest in the world, but you know what? I love me a big boy. The bigger the man, the better the cuddles. Okay? Okay. I really am appreciative of everything that he does for me, and I just want to tell him he is perfect. He you know, Luis sits there 24/7. He's like, "Well, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect." Okay, you know, you sit there and you tell yourself that you're not perfect, but Luis Fernando Lopez Jr., if you ask me, you are perfect in my fucking eyes. And I absolutely fall more in love with you every single
But
day.
I am fat.
Y'all see what I mean? I was being romantic.
How did you go from loving me to hating me?
Anyway, you got some final questions for me, Darky?
I heard everything you talked about.
Even the part about Dad?
Yep.
Oh shit!
I've been listening to everything.
How do you feel about everything I opened up?
Oreo.
No, Oreo.
Give me a second.
I'm just a long-haired start-up sinner, searching for new ways I can get it gone. I'm a pedal to the highway. If you ever wonder why we write these songs, 'cause I'm only one drink away from the devil. I'm only one all away from. I'm somewhere in the middle. I guess I'm just a little right and wrong. But
Oh.
Excuse me, dear God. But yeah, when I open up, I apologize really quick if I kind of repeated myself multiple times. Um, I just recently discovered that I am highly functioning autistic, and I tend to do that sometimes. Um, so just bear with me. Luis has gotten me to the point where I open up a lot, and when I start to open up, I tend to go. I tend to.
Sorry about that, guys. I had to go make sure that one of my dogs doesn't attack the other dog.
You can ask him. I have a tendency to repeat myself a lot,
That's okay. I have that tendency too.
and I'm sorry to do that.
And I know it gets on her nerves too because I do repeat things a lot.
But we're
It's part
both
of my
highly,
autism. I can't help it.
we're both highly autistic, so makes sense. But anyway, how did you feel about listening to everything, babe?
First things first, I have to say how proud I am that you can handle yourself on a stream like that.
I did it.
I told you can do a stream on your own. It's not that hard.
But how did you feel about everything? How do you feel about me basically telling Dad that he's my only father?
I like that. Just wait till you meet the man in person.
I would love to meet my father. To be honest.
Hey, babe,
And now listen, Skittles, yes, green Skittles. But no, I want to be serious for a minute.
look. Okay.
I'm trying not to tear up.
Okay.
I talk about my father-in-law a lot. I look up to him. Wish I could be like that someday. But to be honest, if I could have that man tell me anything, I would. And this never has to happen. It doesn't have to happen. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, that's great. I would love for that man to give me a hug and look at me and go, I love you. Because I have not heard a father figure tell me that, and I don't know when. And it would be nice. Even if it was just a one-time thing. I'm serious, even if it was just a one-time thing. If I heard that, it would make me the happiest person alive.
Thank you for that, baby. I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you, and you're very welcome.
How long has this stream been going?
About an hour or so.
It has to be more than an hour. Yep.
Like I
About
said,
an
an
hour,
hour.
20 minutes.
Mhm. But um, I think we're gonna end the stream here because I feel like me and Dark need to have a personal one-on-one conversation. Um, on the next stream, we'll probably tell you what we talked about, but we need to have a one-on-one conversation alone, and that's okay, right?
Yeah.
So, as much as I love you guys, and as much as I totally enjoyed hanging out with you, I enjoyed running the stream by myself. That was really fun. I think we're gonna call it a night. We love you guys, and we appreciate you coming in and joining us. So, are you even paying attention?
Yeah, I'm listening.
So, until the next time, I am Queen Dark Soul.
And I'm Dark Soul King. Thank you guys for coming. Straight
We love
jackets to
your
the left,
faces.
crayons
Oh
to the
my!
right. And thank you for joining your stay. I'll see you guys on the next Dark Soul Asylum. Stay crazy, my friends.
I don't own any copyrights for what I'm.
Gave me the cold shoulder when I needed when to cry on. I looked around, you would know where to be found.